energy, the earnestness in which he was chatting with our friend Scott Van Pelt. And here's a look at the favorites to win the NBA title this season, according to DraftKings Sportsbook, right? Yes, the Thunder are the clear favorites at plus 130. Look at the Boston Celtics, second best odds here. And then here comes the San Antonio 6-1. And then, yes, you have the Nuggets, the Cavaliers, the Knicks, the Pistons, the Lakers. But since we're talking contenders, I don't want to know about the odds. I want to know about Big Perk. I think it's time for Big Perk's big list.
Damn it, it's not your list. It's Big Perk's list. There's actually rules to this, okay? You will speak when spoken to. Give me some energy. Bam. That's it? Bam! 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 Put it up there. It's not your list. It's mine. Hello, world. Hey,
Oh, no.
it's my time, damn it. Wemby says, screw it. Screw it. I don't care if y'all agree with this list because it's not your list. Y'all understand the assignment of
Yep, we just heard the rules.
in this segment.
We do.
And since we're under 2 weeks away, damn it, it's only right to have a Big Perks, big list, a top 5 title contender.
Let's do it.
Again, this is my list. And since you bringing that energy and you ready, go ahead and skip up there and hit number 5.
Bam!
Put it up there, damn it. I like it. I like what I'm seeing from them. Austin Reeves, Luka, LeBron, they figured it out offensively. And on the defensive side, DeAndre Ayton has finally bought into his role. Marcus Smart is doing his thing. And J.J. Redick is coaching his behind off right now. This group is together. They're playing with passion. Most importantly, I love LeBron James' body language on the floor.
Yeah.
DG, walk your bow-legged ass up. Give me some.
Bam!
Put it up there, damn it. The Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
They haven't been healthy. They really haven't had a quality win, but they got Nikola Jokic, one of the best players in the game, who looks like he's in better shape now. Jamal Murray is playing at somewhat of an all-NBA level. And as they continue to get healthy, we know they have a championship core. They're going to be right in the thick of things. So I got them at number 4 because I could never count out Jokic when it comes down to contending for a title. Wendy, where you at?
I feel like this might be green. Put it up there!
Bam!
There you go.
Did you
Good guess.
cheat?
No, sir. No,
Well,
sir.
the Celtics.
No, sir.
The Celtics, the best team in the Eastern Conference, and might be the only team in the Eastern Conference that made my list. Why? Because they got the best duo in the East. They have the most championship experience in the East.
That's true.
Coach Mazzulla has his system. Peyton Pritchard's been a bright spot, and the role players are being stars in their role. And you know what else? Last but not least, they're a top 5 defensive team in the NBA. Malika, come on over here, girl. Give me that.
There you go.
Hey.
Bam!
The Thunder. The defending champs.
Number 2.
Yes, SGA is
Oh,
doing
my
this
goodness.
thing, and he's probably going to win MVP. J-Dub is just coming back. I don't know how he's going to be ready or how he's going to look postseason time. Yes, they have all the pieces. I understand that. OKC, y'all know how I feel about y'all. I can't wait to go back maybe in the conference finals to get that standing ovation. But y'all number 2 right now.
You're gonna be in the
And then number
yeah.
1, bam! Damn it! If Wemby says screw it, I'm saying screw it. Forget the experience. I'm rolling with this individual right here in the San Antonio Spurs.
Wow.
They check all the boxes. You want perimeter play on the offensive end? They got that. You want a young facilitator that's been learning throughout the course of the season how to play the point guard spot, Stephon Castle? They have that. And do you want that defensive presence and that tenacity? They got that, led by Wemby, and they have a Coach of the Year candidate in Mitch Johnson on the sideline.
Wow.
This is my top 5 title contenders. It will not change because we're less than 2 weeks away from the actual playoff start.
That is...
Got no
this
arguments
list
there.
tells me, well, I might have an argument, but this list tells me one thing. It tells me that the Western Conference is entirely stacked right now, because there was a time we were talking about the Knicks, the Cavaliers.
Yeah, no
Clearly,
Knicks, Perk. No
you've
Knicks.
changed your tune here,
Yeah,
Ken.
looking shaky lately.
All right, let's stick in the East here. Not maybe the top, but we know the Thunder and Spurs, they've clinched those top 2 spots. Who's going to take number 1? But the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, they're all duking it out for 3 through 6. And then in the Eastern Conference, it's the Pistons. They've almost clinched that #1 seed, but then you have the Celtics, the Knicks, the Cavaliers are just about locked into those 2 through 4 spots. But it gets more interesting a little further down. 2.5 games separating the 6th place 76ers and the 10th place Heat. So the Celtics, they decided, yeah, you know what, we're just going to put a beating on Miami last night. Here's how Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they cooled off the Heat. This happened fast. It happened from the jump, Brian. Brown, driving, excuse me, look out below.
Wow. This first quarter was crazy.
How about Baylor Shireman? Tracks down the loose ball, pushing it up the floor, behind the back.
Oh, little change.
Can you explain why it was crazy?
53 points.
The threes were raining down. That was one of the ways that it got crazy. When you're hanging 53 in a quarter, that's insane. It's tied for the second most in a first quarter by any team in the shot clock era. So they were clicking on all cylinders. A minute into the second quarter, the threes kept on raining. Tatum, he's been improving game after game here, getting himself going here. And then under 9 minutes left in the second, Adebayo gets the ball up top, knocks down the three. He had a team-high 29 points. He did want to give the Heat fans something here.
He played. Everybody else?
It didn't really show up. Tatum, Brown, though, they certainly did. Spins, nice little find by Tatum there. And then in the fourth quarter, we could have just called it quits. There could have been a mercy rule here, but Tatum kicks it out to Sam Hauser.
He had a big game.
Knocks down the three.
140 points, everybody had a big game.
Under 2 minutes left in the fourth. Brown working his way inside. Tatum, rather. And then here we go. Brown, this is just the exclamation point. I'm trying to hurry to the end here for Heat fans.
Shake.
Brown, Tatum, shake, bake, dominate. They roll 147-129 in this one. Now, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they became the first Celtics duo to record a 40-point game and 25-point triple-double since Larry Bird and Kevin McHale did it. That was all the way back in 1985. McHale, he scored 56 points. Bird had that 30, 15, and 10. That was against Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, and the Pistons. So
I'd like to watch that game again.
Right? We're going to have to go back to that tape. You can just watch last night's game and you kind of get the sense of exactly what happened there. That was his 7th for Jaylen Brown, 40-point game of the season. The Celtics improved to 10-2 here with Jason Tatum in the lineup. Perk, you're a resident Boston Celtic. What message did they send the rest of the league?
That they're coming out of the East.
I'm coming
Yeah, they're
out.
coming out of the Eastern Conference. They're the best duo in the Eastern Conference. They got the most experience. They got a guy in Peyton Pritchard who's up for the most improved conversation. But more so than anything else that I learned from this game is that Jason Tatum, and it didn't take long, he's accepted his role. And why do I say that? When Jaylen Brown was out against the Hornets, he was the man, the Batman. Last night, Jaylen Brown comes back. Jason Tatum says, I'm not going to be in your way. Go ahead, do your thing offensively, because I can do other things that's going to show up on the box score. I'm going to go get you 18 rebounds. I'm going to go get you 11 dimes. I'm going to show you I can play alongside of you, and I'm going to let you continue to be great. I'm not going to be in your way. I'm going to help you out, and that was the biggest takeaway that I got from that game last night.
Guys, he is averaging 21 and 10. Jason Tatum, 11 months off of surgery, is averaging 21 and 10 at what, 70%?
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, you want to know why the Eastern Conference is in trouble? It's because, look, the first round, we'll see. Second round is where the Eastern Conference playoffs are going to get serious. By the time that comes, we're talking another 4 weeks before that happens.
Right.
Where's Tatum going to be? Look where he's at now. He's averaging 21 and 10. And just now getting his legs underneath him.
Shout out to Joe Mazzulla. What I learned is they become a well-oiled machine. Plug and play. Whoever they get, whoever they trade away, whoever guys go down injuries, you know, fill in for. We had guys in San Antonio. Tony goes down, Patty Mills. You know, we had Jonathan Murray. These guys have become the San Antonio Spurs to me of the East in modern day. You know, regardless of who's injured, who's hurt, Derek White shows up, Hauser, Shireman. You got a multitude of guys, Hugo Hernandez, that can step up and make big plays. But Jason Tatum showed to me that he's almost all the way back. And the way they're shooting threes, efficiently, finding guys, moving the ball, more uncontested, than it was in the past, and not just jacking up a bunch early in the shot clock. And they have the balance of it mid-range with Jaylen Brown, but they're shooting at a higher clip because they're moving the ball and being much smarter than they were in the past.
And that was always the thing with the Boston Celtics. Whenever they were in the finals, if they make the threes, they're going to win. If they miss their threes, then it's going to be a problem for them. It's one thing for us up here to sit up here and say this. I'm curious what you're hearing from other Eastern Conference contenders if they are starting to fear the Boston Celtics.
Well, they obviously know that the Celtics are asking players to do things that they haven't done before.
Yeah.
Okay, but the results that we're seeing are showing that Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, Hugo Gonzalez, they might be able to do it.
Kada.
Nimi Keita. The other thing is, I think Detroit has distanced themselves a little bit. Even though Cade's been out, Detroit has played so well with Cade out that it has improved everyone's view. Meanwhile, the Knicks and Cavs are struggling. There's been a bit of a divide. Those teams were together for a while,
and now
they're separated.
Sure. And speaking of the Detroit Pistons, help could be on the way, maybe sooner rather than later, because the Pistons say that Cade Cunningham, he's progressing, and he could return from this collapsed lung, but he's going to be reevaluated in a week. So just 6 games remaining, remember. So that drops that timeline for him below the 65-game threshold. So unfortunately, that does end his postseason award eligibility. But let's just put into context how great he's been on both ends of the floor this season, right? Because he deserves some flowers here. 5 games with at least 25 points, 10 assists, multiple steals, multiple blocks. The most by any player since in a season where steals and blocks